Hey everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine. I like to read dark and disturbing things, and today we are going to be going over my December TBR. So we're talking December TBR, and I know I still have all my spooky stuff up. This is probably going to stay up year round. I don't even have any Kritz shirts or anything cool. Wait a minute. How's that? It goes lovely with the shirt, but this is as a holiday spirit as I'm getting for this video. I just don't have as many winter holiday decorations as I do Halloween decorations. And I have a lot of Halloween because I had to just put it away, which was very sad. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a December TBR. If you've watched my channel before, then you know that I don't really stick to a very strict TBR, but I do make like a pile of possibilities and then I kind of mood read off of that. Things not spoken about may pop up, or I might read a good chunk of these books, you never know. And if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. When it comes to reading, I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. So there are a few book clubs though that I always try to get to, and a lot of book clubs have taken the month of December off just as a time to, you know, just have fun and relax. But I do have two book clubs that I am hoping to participate in this month. The first one is a brand new book club by Elizabeth Sagewood. It is called The Haunted Victorian Book Club, and it is brand new starting December. And the first book that Elizabeth picked was The Widow of Pale Harbor by Hester Fox, I believe is the author. And I don't have it yet. I actually just got notification that my library has it in for me, so I will be picking that one up. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm kind of going in blind. And Gothic fiction, Victorian fiction, literature, to me, the few pieces that I've read have kind of just been like middle of the line for me. I didn't love them. I didn't dislike them. But I think that I went in with different expectations when people are like, oh my God, this book is so good, you have to read it. And so I'm thinking that I have a slow buildup that's leading to like some crazy ending. And then I don't really get a crazy ending because it's just is Gothic, and I didn't understand that. So I'm going to go in with different expectations and hope to learn to appreciate the genre of reading. Otherwise, I will know it's just not for me, but I got to give it a fair shot. And if you haven't checked out Elizabeth Sagewood's channel, what are you doing? She's amazing. I will link her channel down below, and you can hop in and join her Discord and join in on this read for December. The next book club is Kelsey's Midnight Society book club, and her pick is called Disco Death Trap. This one is by Cameron Rubik. I hope I said that right. And this one looks like such a fun time. I'm really excited. I'm going to wait until after Christmas to read this right before New Year's, because this takes place on New Year's Eve, and it's New Year's Eve in 1980 in a roller rink. What more do you need? So obviously this looks like a slasher, if you see the pool of blood there. And this one is, I think, is just going to be a super fun time, to be honest, and I can't wait to read it. And it's going to just be slasher fun. I have two more books that I don't physically own yet. One of them I know is on its way to me. It is Candy Cane Kills by Brian McCauley. Everybody's talking about this book, or owns it, or has read it, and I'm very excited. I know that I'll be getting it in December, and I can't wait to read it. It is another just, you know, holiday Christmas themed slasher. I love when we mix things that are like so pure and innocent and good, like the Christmas time, kids being happy, and then blood and slashing and death. It's like the perfect marriage. Brian McCauley also wrote, it's not Don't Fear the Reaper, it's the other Reaper book that I read in the same month, and I continually get them messed up, but I really love that book. I will pop it up there because I can't remember the exact title. I actually just bought a physical copy of that book. It is not here yet, but I listened to that one audibly and I loved it so much that I had to own a copy. And I'm going to link it down below, but there is a little bookshop in Oregon that has signed copies of this book right now. And that is where I got it from. They were having some sales on their site too for the holidays. I don't know if that's still active, but they do have signed copies of that and some signed Darcy Coates books, just saying. And the last book that I have on its way to me is called The Kingdom of Sweets. This is a book of the month book club pick for December, and I was hoping it would be there, and it was, because it is a Nutcracker retelling, and it's supposed to be like a dark fantasy Nutcracker retelling, which I guess it is already kind of a dark fantasy type book, but story, but whatever. I can't wait. I have seen the Nutcracker a few times as a kid, and then when I was a kid, my grandma had recorded off a TV like a figure skating version of Nutcracker, which I loved, and we made her play it for us every time we were there. So I'm excited for that. All right, on to my stack of books. Let's see. The first one is actually a book that I started last year. So I read about halfway and then I saved the other half for this year. And this probably gets the best cover for a Christmas book ever. And the title is not too bad. Hark the Herald Angels Scream, edited by Christopher Golden. We have short stories by Joe R. Lansdale, Shannon McGuire, Kelly Armstrong, Josh Mallerman, and others. God, I love that. Okay, anyway, I read half of them. Do I remember them? Probably not. But I have the other half to read, so that will be fun. I do have another short story book, and I'm not the biggest lover of short stories, so we'll see if I get to this. This is the Valancourt Book of Victorian Christmas Ghost Stories, Volume 5, because Christmas is the time. Don't look at my nails. I gotta paint them here. I really gotta paint them tonight. But it's a time for telling Christmas ghost stories, so I'll try to get to some of those. I do also have, I have a couple R.L. Stine or Fear Street books that kind of fit either the winter or Christmas theme, but one of them that is definitely Christmas is Silent Night. And is her face frozen in terror there. Just looks like this is a poor little rich girl that someone is out to get, and daddy's money can't help her. Sorry. I also have this Christopher Triana book, A Cold Place for Dying, and I think I mentioned it last year and I never got to it, but this one does take place on Christmas Eve. So this is about a man named Joe who's a recent widower who's feeling very alone. He goes out to go deer hunting and just be one with nature, completely unplugged on Christmas Eve. And he's out there and a woman comes running barefoot through the snow who's like, please, you have to help me. I've been kidnapped. I just escaped. You have to help me. And he's just like, okay. And then here comes the man who supposedly kidnapped her, and he's like, no, I am actually her husband and she's very mentally ill. And it looks like he's going to be caught up in some messed up situation, which to me sounds amazing. I'm looking at this and this is weird because it doesn't say anything on the back, but I think that this might have two stories in it. Maybe the other one's a short story, because it says A Cold Place for Dying, which is like 177 pages. And then, but the book is actually 247 pages, whatever, 250. And it says the second part is called The Love Nest, but there's no mention of that on the outside. Guess we'll find out. This next book is going to be very unlike me. And I don't know what was going through my mind. Did I get this last year? Yeah. I have no idea. But sometimes the spirit of Christmas brings out like happy and cheesiness, and I just like to go with it. And somehow I ended up with a romance book. But hear me out. It's a sapphic romance book. And for whatever reason, that made it okay for me. Regular romance, meh. Sapphic, all right. Okay, So, yeah, it's called Kiss Her Once for Me, and it is, I think, got a fake dating trope. Yeah, so she meets this woman and she falls in love, and for whatever reason, like she falls in love overnight. And for whatever reason, they get separated and she is no longer, she can't get a hold of her, something, I don't know. Then we fast forward into the future and she meets this guy who needs a marriage of convenience for some reason. And so she agrees to do this and finds out that his sister is the woman that she fell in love with. Sorry, my dog is... Sprocket, come here. Come here. Come here, girl. I don't know why she does this. She'll want attention, and then when I ask her to come here, come here. Oh, yeah. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Yeah. What she actually wants is for me to stop filming and go sit and read in the chair with her, because that's her favorite. Very soon. Soon. Do you know the word soon? Anyway, I hope to get to this one because I didn't get to it last year, even though I felt like I had to have it. Didn't read it. Next is another, I think, yeah, it is another Nutcracker retelling. I'm not sure. I've had this one for a couple years. I had gotten it from a Bookish box, and it's like really gorgeous on the inside, but it is a Nutcracker retelling. This one is called Winter Dream. I don't know that I can handle 2 Nutcracker retellings in the same year, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then this one I picked just because it has been on my 23 to read in 2023, and I never got to it. It has nothing to do with Christmas at all, and that is Razorblade Tears. I did not do very well on my 23 to read in 2023, but I figured I may as well pull one off of there that has been something I've been wanting to read, and we'll see if I get to it. I also have a stack here, and I'm not going to get into what they're all about because I don't think I'm realistically going to get to them, but they are all winter themed, so they might roll over into January or February. But they all have, I kind of went through my shelves and was like, what looks snowy and wintry? We have Savage Mountain, All the White Spaces. I've heard mixed things about this one. It's pretty chonky, and I've heard it might be kind of boring. So if you read this and you liked it, what the heck is in this book? If you read this and you liked it, let me know, because I'll probably just keep putting it off because I'm scared. Here's one that I've been wanting to get to, and I really want to read it this year, and it's Christina Henry's Near the Bone. I love that cover. And just 2 more. This is another one that was on my lists last year. Ooh, puberty. It was on my list last year, and I never got to it. It is Road of Bones by Christopher Golden, and I think it's a very isolated winter horror book or thriller. And lastly is one that I recently got in my Twisted Retreat. I think it was my last oh no, this was in like a special edition Twisted Retreat box, and it is Neverest. And this also looks like a snowy good time. I feel like I may have some other books on their way to me, like a Krampus book that I might get into. I got big plans for someone that probably is not going to get through the original stack of books. But, oh, I forgot to mention that Kelsey over at Slime and Slashers, she also is having a readathon, or yeah, a readathon going on. I think it's called Creepin' and Peepin'. I mean, if you know, you know. But I need to print out the prompts for that. I didn't want to pick my TBR based on that, which I know doesn't make sense, but I just kind of want to try to see what I could fit into those prompts from what I read, and I will find out if I am naughty or nice. And so I will link anything I mentioned down below. All right. Yes, ma'am. I'm almost done. I know. You want to read a book. Okay, come here. Okay, that was mean. Okay, I need to go read a book with my dog Sprocket because she is very bossy. Very bossy. Hold on. If you've gotten this far, comment a comment a snowman emoji down below. I am coming. Jeez. And let me know what book you are most excited to read in December. Thank you so much for watching and stay spooky.